Aloha, good afternoon, what's going on? Fidelis here, Warrior Solutions, what it is. What's up, nothing but love. I send love, what's going on? Today's topic, surrender. As I share this, just bear with me real quick. Lord of mercy. Hi. I send greetings, you know. What's going on? What's happening on your side of town? Surrender is the topic. Surrendering your ego, that is. So what's up? What's happening? What's going on? Everybody doing good? It's been a while. Happy Thursday. What's up? What's happening on your side of town? Bear with me as I share this. Join in. So listen up. How are you? So listen up. So we're talking about surrendering, okay? Surrendering. So there are so many people that are going through it. You are going through some kind of hardship. You're going through some kind of emotions. You're going through some kind of depression. You're going through it. But the most biggest challenge of it all is that you're not surrendering. You won't surrender your ego. You won't surrender your ego to accept that you have that problem so you can deal with it. You won't surrender to your ego to pay attention to your mindset so then you can, learn how to come up with solutions instead, right? But instead you will not surrender. You won't surrender your ego, which then distances you from God himself. So you find out that you're no longer yourself. Every time when you're going through depression, when you're going through that pain, you're going through the hardship, you feel lost, you feel isolated and distant. It means you're not yourself. Every time you're not yourself, you're distant from who your true self is. That even means you're distant from God himself, right? So, please learn how to surrender. Surrender your ego. Surrender and accept that you're dealing with it. Surrender and accept that it's okay to have a conversation with somebody you feel, you're upset with. Surrender, okay? Surrendering will give you room to breathe. You surrendering will give you the capacity to reach for solutions, to reach for, different ways of coming up with, a thought process to help you heal. Surrender, okay? But stop being too stubborn. Stop being stubborn to yourself. You understand? That's the biggest challenge right there. I give an example. Yesterday I had a conversation with somebody and they weren't feeling well. They felt lost, depressed, isolated, and just on the brink of giving up. And when I asked them how they were doing, they said, not well. So my first response was like, no, you are doing well. You are very much fine. So let's focus on your mindset. What it is about your mind that is dragging you to that negativity. And then I also reminded them, have you sought God? Have you whispered to God to come to your rescue at that very given time, right? Sometimes that's the way. Have you even thought about yourself, the goodness in you? Why must attention be on the bad and the negativity and all these other things that are not going to bring about any difference to you, right? So you have to surrender your ego. Acknowledge it and surrender it. Say, no, not today. Today I need help. Today I need a healing. Today I need to conversate. Today I need to be listened to. And I need to learn how to listen at the same time. But the moment you don't surrender your ego, you're going to be stagnant. Okay? Because chances are that your ego is making it much more challenging for you. Chances are that your ego is driving you even to the worst of it. But you must learn how to surrender that. Okay? Surrendering your ego will bring about acceptance. Once you accept, you will start seeking solutions. But surrendering your mindset too, from the worrisomeness, from thinking about the negativity to thinking positive, to solution-based mind or thoughtfulness, or to acknowledging God in your life, okay? Acknowledging God in your presence. Acknowledging the good in you is the same as acknowledging God, by the way. Join me for tea. It's lunchtime. That's what we do. No lemon water and tea. Some honey in there. Longevity. Eat healthy. Okay? So, what is it that you're challenged with right now that you otherwise feel lost and distant? Okay? Question. Okay, I'll get back to you. Okay, somebody sending a message. That's completely different from Warrior Solution Ministries right now. Okay? So my question to you is that, what are you challenged with? And how are you challenged with that? And have you thought about how to get away from that challenge? And how? Do you know it's as simple as you surrendering your ego? Accepting that, oh, that's the ego trying to mislead me right now. Sometimes getting out of hurt, sometimes getting out of pain, getting out of depression, getting out of all of that requires you surrendering. Because if you don't surrender your ego, guess what's going to happen? You're going to continuously be tormented about the subject matter for long. Because your ego is always just going to want to protect and keep fighting. Yeah, this is where I want to be. This is it. And it's like, no. And by the way, I've been told this. About this whole Warrior Solution thing. About the African in me. Somebody has told me this. Wait, we don't talk about emotions. We don't talk about you a soldier. You're supposed to be strong and stuff like that. By the way, you're an African man. You're supposed to be strong and stuff like that. So when I listen to that, the person who thinks otherwise that I'm weak, I actually look at them as the weakest. You know what I mean? What kind of a thought process is that? Why would you think that certain kind of ways is only supposed to be dealt with, or certain ways, Just because that's the only thing you know doesn't mean that's what everybody else knows. Okay? Talking about it brings about a big change. Okay? You can isolate it. You isolating it, guess who then becomes weaker? Someone who seeks solutions and tries to address their problems, or someone who sits on it because they are fearful of their ego. I have no problem with my ego. When it's wrong, it's wrong. When I'm weak, I'm weak. When I need guidance, I'll go seek it. When I need solutions, I'll run quick enough to it. You know what I mean? I have no business waiting around because of my ego, or because I fear what other people think. People will torment you. People will make you stagnant in place because you're afraid you're afraid of what they think of you. You're afraid of what they're going to say about you, even when you know for sure that you need guidance. It's not about that. It's not about you surrendering to that ego. Surrender to yourself. Go seek guidance when necessary. Okay? But question is this. What are you thinking about that keeps inviting that challenge or that problem? How is your thought process continuously growing that problem? Because if your mind and your ego will continuously grow that problem for the worse if you do not pay attention. Because the first thing that happens when people are going through a challenge is what? Is to constantly start worrying about it. Why me? Why that or what not? Instead of saying, oh goodness, this does not belong to me, and quickly get out of there. That self-awareness, that mindset of understanding that your ego can mislead you. I have people that will call, oh, I need kind of guidance in this matter or that matter, but then they don't want to talk about it. Oh, but we should. Then why? Why bring it up then? But you also know that you keeping it in and bottling it in is just going to cost you more. What are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? How are you helping yourself? How are you helping yourself get away from that? Are you aware about your spirituality? That spiritual connection, not religious aspect of it, but the spirituality. The spirituality to listen into that higher power, to feel a sense of that higher power, to whisper to God and allow that energy from God to refill you and replenish you with more energy to keep pursuing what it is you want to pursue. You know, that when you feel low, you should just whisper, God, I need you right now. Come to my rescue. And stop paying attention to your ego that keeps making it worse or keep wanting you to ask why it's happening to you. You know, it's not about why it's happened to you. It's about how you can get away from there. You know what I mean? You do no longer have time why it has happened because it has already happened. It's the past. It's a lesson in there. So learn from it and move on. But you must surrender. You must surrender your ego. So every time you have a challenge and you feel it's so weighing down, but you feel you have no need to go seek solutions or guidance or talk to somebody about it, guess what the problem is? Your ego. Surrender your ego. Go seek solutions. Okay? That's what works. You understand? Questions? Not today, not yet, yeah? Okay, bear with me. Somebody's texting. Okay, what is this person? Hello. Hello. Somebody says hello, Fidelis. Hello, Tata Yoga. Okay? So, but that's what the topic is about today, is surrendering your ego. You know, from all aspects of it all. Do you understand what that means, by the way? You know, I have a good friend of mine that has been going through it. They have been going through it. And they have been dealing with depression from so far in that they distanced themselves. They didn't want to reach out for solution. They didn't want to reach out for conversation. It came to a point where they had to isolate everybody else. You know, completely everybody. So as much as I've been trying to reach out to my friend, you know, trying to make sure I check in on them and stuff like that to make sure they are well, they will block me, they will just distance me and things like that. So it's like, man, how do I penetrate? I know they need me. I know they need help, but the ego is distancing them from acknowledging that, you know? But I didn't give up. I had to keep going slowly by slowly to a point where they acknowledge the fact. They acknowledge the good in themselves. They acknowledge the good in God. They acknowledge the bad in that ego that was misleading them. Once they surrendered, they reached out. They reached out. They reached out for conversation and for guidance and things of that nature. And guess what? That's how you start breathing again, you know? Because sometimes when you're feeling so lost and depressed and things like that, you feel like, man, everything comes all the way to here where you can't even breathe well, you know? Because you feel like you're carrying so much weight, you know? Somebody say, how can we do that? Well, humility for one, okay? Acknowledging yourself in the process that you matter. None else matters but you. And that feeling you're feeling is not warranted. And that is not going to go away if you do not participate. You know? So that's the best way to do it. You have to acknowledge it and then know that it's a problem and then start thinking solutions. But guess what too? Your thought process. What are you thinking about that keeps inviting it? What are you thinking about? Because people will have this problem, instead of thinking of solutions, they keep thinking about the same problem. When you think about the same problem, guess what happens? The same problem will stay stagnant right in front of you, right there. It will never go away. But the moment you redirect your thought process, you start thinking for the better. You start thinking completely different away from it. That's your journey starts right there. Okay? So that's the best way to do it. But you must acknowledge that problem though. You must surrender your ego and acknowledge and accept that there's a problem and that problem needs to be addressed. You cannot stay in stagnancy waiting like that problem is going to take itself away on its own. It will never happen. Your involvement is required. You understand? Did I answer that right? And hello to you too. You know? See, it's good to, by the way, that's a good one. Somebody slipped something real quick. Entitled to feelings, but need to know how to move beyond. See, what it is about your feelings that you need to move beyond. What is it? Do you understand that? Do you understand? See, you have to pay attention to how you feel specifically. Every time you feel not yourself, it's just exactly that. You are not yourself. You understand? Every time you feel some kind of way, it means you're distant from yourself. There's no true self that feels hurt. There's no true self that feels pain. There's no true self that's supposed to hold you in confused state of mind. No, not at all. You understand? Acknowledge how you feel. Pay attention how you feel at every given time. If it's bad, why you continue to allow yourself to feel bad? If you feel hurt, why must you continue to feel hurt? You're not warranted to feel hurt. You're warranted to feel love. And then start changing your thought process. Stop trying to find a justification as to why you feel hurt. But instead tell yourself, I'm not supposed to be feeling this way. Therefore, I cannot allow myself to feel this way. Then stop thinking about it. The more you think about it, the more you're stagnant there. You know? Question. Tori says, thanks for this important topic. You're welcome. How to become more humble when it's not natural supply. Let me read this again. How to become more humble when it's not in natural supply. Humility, humble. Every human being has it in them. Okay? Find patience. Take a minute to breathe. Take a minute to know your true essence of who you are, the kindness and loving in you. Once you acknowledge that, there is humbleness in there. You know, but guess what? That's the true natural. That's the nature in you. Humility, to be humble. You know, we're supposed to be humble to all other human beings without judgment whatsoever. We're all leading lives. It's like a journey, but guess what? Everybody has their own direction. Nobody has room to judge somebody's direction in life. You can't do it. It's not your life. You must pay attention to your own, not somebody else's. Okay? But that's how it goes. But guess what? If you don't surrender your ego, you're forever going to be tormented. You know, because your ego is always going to want to distract from you. Your ego is always going to want to make you feel like you're the strongest in the room. Your ego is going to want to mislead you to a fight that you have no business fighting. Your ego is going to mislead you into failure when you have no business failing. Your ego will lead you into, hurt or whatnot when you have no room doing it. Guess how? Because you're not paying attention, because you're not aware, because you won't surrender it, because you allow your ego to take lead instead of you taking leadership of your own life. You understand? Find the spirituality in you. What I mean by spirituality, not that you should go to the church or whatnot, but the godliness in you, the good in you, that good energy that reminds you of the true essence of your happiness, love, and, the natural in you. It's all there, but you must find quiet and patience in order to be able to listen into you. You understand? Quick example. Yesterday somebody texted, Warrior Solution, how sad they are, how upset they are, how low they feel, or whatnot. After they said all of that, you know what my response to them was? You are fine. There's nothing wrong with you. I promise you're good. And then I told them, start thinking positive. Go away from thinking about that stuff that is making you feel low. Why inviting the energy that is making you feel low? Find the energy that's supposed to make you feel high. That's the energy that you want in your life, not the energy of depression or whatnot. You understand? So that's how it goes. But it requires awareness. Breathe. Okay? Your ego is not you. Your ego never wants anything good for you. Your ego is this stubborn thing that is between the good life in you and the bad life. The satanic in you that keeps dragging you back to the negativity. Since when has your ego ever dragged you for the better? I'll wait. Take time to be patient with yourself. Okay? Take time to acknowledge the love that is buried so deep within you, because it's all there. That's what you need the most. Okay? Questions? Let's read. If somebody else said something, hello. Bear with me. Da-da-da-dum. Okay, you understand? That's what it's about. Ego, surrender it. Okay? You must surrender. You understand? It's not difficult. Practice it. Alright? That's it for the day. It's been lovely. Warrior Solution, read what it is. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on, Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us. Somebody has a question. positivity. I think lack of self-esteem. People don't love themselves. Yes, lack of self-esteem and confidence. But guess what? People don't know how to direct love to themselves. People grow up with environments where they have been tormented with their past. They have been tormented by other people. They have been just abused. They have been, bullied. They have been all of the above. So it makes it difficult for them to see the good in themselves because nobody has ever showed them the good in themselves. But let me tell you this. Pay attention to yourself deep within. You are going to find it in there. Okay? Love yourself enough to bully self-esteem out of the way to confidence. Okay? Self-acknowledgement. Believing in yourself will bring about love. Believing in yourself will eliminate all those things you're doubtful about. Okay? That's the true essence of your life. Love. Love will carry you far. You understand? It's been lovely. My love and respect. You all be safe and surrender your ego.